Come with me as I try to find a spot to record some music outdoors. If you don't want to see the whole process of me getting there, talking about how I previously or used to play a lot of classical saxophone, especially when I went to school for it, there's a timestamp down below of the performance if you just want to see the performance. But if you want to see the story along the way, well, come along with me as we go find a place to record. Let's go. So when I say that I used to play classical saxophone, basically from the time I started learning the saxophone in middle school through high school, a large portion of what you practice, perform, audition for, UIL, different things like that, Allstate, is largely based on classical. And I actually got the fortunate opportunity to study at a great classical program. And so, but once you leave that educational environment of sorts, the opportunities to perform classical saxophone aren't as high. If you're working as a gigging musician, typically you're going to be working gigs that are more towards jazz, either jazz gigs or rock gigs, blues, pop, etc. And with this 100 days of practice challenge, and also there was I did perform at this thing a couple of weeks ago, but I performed mostly the jazz, or actually it wasn't jazz. I performed mostly the pop stuff, right? But I had this itch to kind of get back to playing the classical stuff, and so with this 100 days of practice challenge that we've been doing, and if you haven't joined along, join along. But with this 100 days of practice challenge, I've just I got this itch to kind of break out the classical, the classical gear, the classical music that I have, and so I was more than likely not going to have an accompanist. I was more than likely not going to have an accompanist. And so I decided to work on some unaccompanied pieces. And one of the really well-known ones that I actually previously didn't get a chance to work on, that I thought it'd be fun to work on, is Caprice in Forme de Valse, which is a piece written by Paul Bonneau. It is quite, one of the mainstays of classical saxophone unaccompanied works. It was, I want to say it was originally composed for Marcel Mule, or at least commissioned for. Maybe I should do some research. Editing Royce, let's do some research. I thought it'd be easier to kind of work on that piece. I hadn't worked on it. And I remember in college hearing other people perform it and me being in my head, I don't know if I'll have that ability to perform that piece. And so, to prove myself wrong, to get myself back in that, working into that piece, or to get myself kind of just working on the saxophone and trying out different things, I decided to work on that piece just to kind of show to myself that I can learn this piece and I have the skill to. And I thought it'd be fun to record it in an unusual location, not in a recording studio, not on stage, not in an auditorium or a church or whatever. So the audio won't be the best. Like it won't sound amazing. It probably would be better to use professional audio equipment. This microphone that I'm using right here, that's what I'm going to use to record the audio with. And it's more so just for me to record it and get it out there and challenge myself to keep improving on the instrument, because, you know, if I have no reason to put something out there, then it doesn't really challenge you to improve at the craft. So this might sound good. We'll see how the audio sounds. You know, you won't get as much reverb. You won't get all these different things that you do get when you do record in a studio or in an auditorium or a place that actually is able to capture that sound. So you'll be playing towards openness, but hopefully it gives a different vibe and you'll enjoy this aspect of it. This was a practice. I wanted to bring this back and just kind of scratch that itch of just playing the classical stuff again, just for fun. So that's the performance. That's Caprice and Forme de Valse. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You always strive to work up the piece, get it to as close to as perfect as possible. And you know, sometimes you get some takes where certain sections go better, and then you get other takes where other sections go better. But that's what makes live music live, right? Is the imperfection of it. Because if you just wanted something perfect, then you can just listen to an audio recording of it and punch yourself in where you played the wrong notes. Or you can listen to a robot play it. So hopefully you enjoyed that. YouTube will recommend video here, and yeah, we'll see you next time.